It's Israel that has now intercepted a humanitarian aid ship that was coming to Gaza. Israeli military personnel have now intercepted an international ship which was trying to deliver medicine and food to Gaza. The ship now has boarded the boats as it was approached in the war-ravaged enclave. Some 20 vessels were seen approaching earlier. That's on Wednesday night. Multiple people on board. The passengers put on the life vests and braced for a takeover. In a statement that has now come in, the statement reads that multiple vessels were illegally intercepted and boarded by Israeli occupation forces in international waters. My colleague Shivani Sharma is now joining me on the story. Shivani, we have seen how there are multiple nations which are now calling for a ceasefire to take place between Hamas and Israel. But this is the latest which has now happened. What we are understanding, and those are the visuals that we can very clearly see, it's Israel that intercepted a humanitarian aid ship that was coming with food and medicines to Gaza.
Aishwarya, this was the Global Sumat Flotilla, which happens to be a group of multiple vessels, and there were around 40 civilian boats which were carrying about 500 parliamentarians, lawyers, activists, and Greta was also one of the passengers, and that's why it was catching limelight. And it was trying to break the blockade that the Israel has put since 2007, that nothing can reach Gaza through waters, that coastline remains blocked. But this particular flotilla, that happens to be a group of multiple ships or boats, was trying to carry some humanitarian aid as claimed by these people who are on board on these boats. They say that they were carrying medicines, humanitarian aid that had to reach Gaza, but the Israeli forces have not only boarded the flotilla boats, they've carried these foreign activists and broken in a way the protests they were trying to make and trying to reach Gaza through the sea route. So now they have taken over these flotilla boats and they have taken them, the people who were on those boats, including Greta Thunberg, who was also there, the Swedish climate campaigner. She was also one of the people who were on these boats, and now they've been taken to an Israeli port. So this is how the protest that was catching limelight throughout the globe has now been stopped, and these boats have been intercepted and taken to other place by the Israeli forces.
Well, Shivani, you know, this is the latest which is now happening. It seems like Israel at the moment is not willing to listen to what the world has to say. We've also seen how the United States President, Donald Trump, also time and again has been speaking about the fact that he wants to end the war, that is taking place in Gaza.
See, Aishwarya, what Israel has been saying is that the hostages that are still there in Gaza need to be returned safely to Israel, and Hamas has not been doing so. So that's why it says that until each and every Israeli citizen who was taken away by the terrorists doesn't return home, the attacks over Gaza to end and disarm Hamas will continue. And that's what Donald Trump has also said when he has brought out that peace plan. He says that the disarmament of Gaza needs to be done. There should be no terrorist activity. The hostages should be returned to Israel. So that's the peace plan. But the hostages are still in Israel. They are still in Gaza and they need to come back home. And Israel has made it very clear that it is sending the humanitarian aid to Gaza through official channels. So the place that is already blocked since 2007, the sea route that has been blocked by Israel since 2007 should not be breached. That's what Israel has been saying. And it says and claims that it has been sending enough humanitarian aid towards Gaza, but it fears that these blockades can be broken to send weapons and armaments to Hamas. So that's why the flotilla has been now intercepted by the Israeli forces.
Thank you, Shivani, giving us all those details. What's the images that we are seeing at the moment are the aid ship that has now been intercepted. What we are seeing is that aid was supposed to be given to Gaza, but it was Israel that intercepted the humanitarian aid ship to Gaza. Those are the visuals that you are seeing on your screens coming in at the moment. In fact, this was the flotilla that was hoping to arrive in Gaza, but it was intercepted.